Google it, but he invited 5 people to his dorm room because he said, I have a concept here. And he invited 5 people. 2 people showed up and the angels of the world. I don't have time for this. But you know what? That showed me something. And it's a truism. And here it is. He invited 5 people. 2 people showed up. 3 people found something else to do. Well, that tells me that the majority of people that are exposed to wonderful ideas, doesn't have to be what you're listening to now. Is this a wonderful idea? Yes. Is it a great concept? Yes. But guess what? Just in large, we are exposed to opportunities and the majority walk away. Those 3 guys, they had something more important to do. But the minority that showed up and participated, I forgot the amount of money, but one of them ran home to dad and they got 60, 70 grand for this guy living in a dorm room. Those 2, look it up yourself. They are multi-billionaires today. So their children's children will want for nothing when it comes to finances because they showed up and they participated. They showed up and they showed out. They will never want for income again. This guy, Jeff Bezos there, I just read that he is about to become, I forgot the amount of money, so I'm not even going to quote it. But here is the humble beginning. And we are taught to not despise humble beginnings. This proof right here. Both of these gentlemen will go down in history for what they created. But at the beginning, it didn't look like that. So that takes vision. So what I ask everyone on this call tonight, look past whatever you see and look with your eyes of vision, hear with your ears of vision. Okay. We have 3 pillars that we stand on within FGN, and that is to educate, motivate, and compensate. And I talk about the capital E in educate because that education equals empowerment. Why? Because you will understand as we continue in this presentation, we need to be prepared for what's going on. Yes, we can provide the free gasoline. Yes, we can help this whole gig economy and turn things around for literally hundreds of thousands of people. Monetarily, we can change things for them. Then we can prepare them for the prom and get them large sums of funding to fund their vision. But it starts with education. It starts with preparation. So we're going to be here. If you are fortunate enough and you align yourself with us, we're going to educate you and empower you. We're going to motivate you, and that leads right into the byproduct. And the byproduct of the education and motivation flows right into compensation. Those are our pillars. Okay. So what is the Free Gas Network? It is a membership. So that's just like your Sam's Club, your AAA, your Costco. You would purchase a membership for what reason? Because there's something behind those doors that's valuable for you and your family. Now watch this. 10 people can go into Sam's Club, into Costco, and they will go down different aisles because there's different things in there. Someone is looking for a color TV, someone a stereo system, somebody else is looking for red meat, somebody else is looking for a birthday cake. But you purchase the membership and you go down different aisles to satisfy your need. We have a membership, a private membership with powerful benefits. I will just touch on a few. The utility bill reduction. We have testimony after testimony after testimony flooding in about people literally saving thousands of dollars. And before our presentation is up, we're going to do a live in your face example of what the membership only can provide for you. Because when we created this membership, there was one requirement. Anybody that purchases this membership, the membership alone, that's without telling anybody, that's without selling anything, just by you possessing and owning the membership, you will literally get paid by this membership. Not only saving money, you're going to make money, you're going to recoup money that you were giving to these other companies. That's going to be recovered and put back on your table. So the utility bill reduction is powerful. I'll preview the credit blasting, which is awesome. The credit blasting is a $500 service all by itself. Guess what? It is 100% free to all of the members. Yeah, $500 service that is free to the members. And I will highlight the business and personal funding. Everybody on this Zoom wants, needs, and desires additional money. You need to fund your vision. Everybody on this Zoom, there's something that you have in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit that you desire to bring forth, and you need financing in order to do that. We have the sources for the financing, and we have the ability to prepare you for that. Now, let me throw in a blessing on top of that. And what I mean by that, even for those that join with us, you're going to get a free thank you, a free blessing. We're going to give you $50 worth of free gasoline just for affiliating yourself with us, because we want you to get used to a number, and that number is 0.0 cents per gallon. So look at this, never having to pay for gasoline again. Yes, really? So you read that right. Free gasoline, but we do not stop at gasoline. Why? Because we have electric vehicles out there. Can they get free EV, free charging? Absolutely. And then what about the thousands of truckers that move from coast to coast and literally spend thousands of dollars on fuel, on diesel? Can they get it free also? Absolutely. We're covering everything literally that's rolling. If it's rolling, it can be free, and it can be at 0.0 cents per gallon. Now, we will provide for you a simple download. You download the app, the Shell app, and we call it free gas drops. We're going to drop on you free gasoline. On our Friday calls, we have our Cash Flow Friday, and we'll call out people. We'll actually give out some free gasoline. People who have joined the previous week, they're getting these $50 gas drops on the phone. We have a lot of fun with that. So if you have not been on Cash Flow Friday, guess what? It's coming up this week. Don't miss it. But this is the simplicity of it right here. And The membership is about, I'll say it again, cutting your costs. It is saving money. And saving money is putting money back in your pocket. Why pay your cellular carrier, whatever, $150 a month when the same service, now you're not switching. We don't switch and, oh, come over here and switch over here and change this and change that. Human nature, nobody wants to change. You cannot get my attention if you talk about switching. But if you can save money for me with the exact same service, exact same contract, exact same phone, exact same carrier, and you can cut my 150 to 75, then please step up here and shake my hand. My ears are open. Let's talk. And we have people right now that are talking about, that are proving and showing. We have the receipts, people. We have the proof. Thousands of dollars are being saved with just this one service, and that's just one. Okay, we'll keep going and we'll keep flowing with this. So that is one powerful, powerful, powerful concept. At this point, maybe things have resonated with you. Now, I know we've thrown a lot out there. Free gasoline, for those of you who know people who are in the gig industry, gig drivers, ride share, and everybody else, it's time to see, wait a minute, does this work for me? Would this membership work for me? Well, basically it's $497 annually, but right now it is only $297, and that covers the entire year. So there's no monthly fees, no auto ships, no $10 a month, no whatever for your website, nothing. You got your $297, you got a $50 rebate on that. You have benefits that just use the benefits that will turn around and pay you. And you have a 12-month double the difference money back guarantee. So that's how much we are convicted and convinced about this membership and the value in it. It's not fluff. It is real money in there that will pay you just by your affiliation. And we give you that 12-month double the difference guarantee. If you don't save more than that $295, $297, whatever the difference is, we're giving it back to you double. Okay? Let's keep the flow going. And we're about to move into something that I'm sure that can excite everyone on the call. This will excite everyone because now we are moving into the funding aspect. This is where you can fund your vision. Now, everything starts basically with your credit score. Now, that might excite some people. At the same time, that might actually get you a little nervous, because you might be saying, wait a minute, my credit score, that is not really good. And guess what? That's fine. One thing that we do, remember I talked about a $500 service that you get for free? We do what's called a free credit blast. This is for all of our members. If you need that blast, you get it. Now, we're not a credit repair agency, and we don't charge for this, but we know a few things. It's a double punch or a 1-2 punch knockout. Number one, we're going to clear up your personal information, because believe it or not, I challenge everyone on the Zoom. Here is your homework. After we finish, pull up your file. You will, for a fact, find something. And you will find out that your name is not spelled correct amongst the three separate bureaus. You will find your first name spelled one way. You will find an initial or maybe even a middle name that does not belong to you. You will find out that your jobs are all different where you work. On TransUnion, you work at this place. On Experian, you work here. And on Equifax, you're retired. Then you have 15 different addresses, or 3 or 5. You know what that does? Understand what I'm about to say. Your file, not you, but your file looks like there's been identity theft. It looks like fraud. It can make you look like a vagabond with too many addresses, that you're not stable, because we're dealing with a computer system. We're dealing with algorithms that were created in 1956. We're dealing with a mathematical formula that does not care about your humanity, does not care about your problems, does not care about your need. It only cares about the algorithm. And if it looks at your personal information and you're all over the map, you're all over the country, then you might wonder, wait a minute, I have a decent score and I got denied. You got denied because you look like fraud. Well, guess what? We're going to help straighten that out for you. That's the first blessing you get for free. Not too many people tell you that, but it is a fact. And once you look at your report, think about what I just said, and the light will come on, and you say, you know what, this guy was right. I look all over the map. Then at the same time, the second punch in the 1-2 is going after every single negative on your report, whether you have 2 or whether you have 20. We're going after them with very aggressive language and the law. So we get pretty decent results. Now, the results are not guaranteed, but guess what? I think we're going to show you one right now. And here is a real member that we did a credit blast for. And this was just a single credit blast. And if you would notice, the score started 479, 540, and 588 from a single credit blast. The new scores in approximately 30 days, because the Bureau has 30 days to handle your disputes by law. The scores jumped to 642 from 479, 713 from 540, and an astounding 758 from 588. The member told me something. The member said, in my entire life, I have never seen a 758 on my report. What did he pay for this? 0. He chose to do something. He chose to align himself with us. He chose the membership, and membership has its privileges. We'll continue the flow. Moving into funding. How about personal and business funding? If you have a business, the beautiful thing about business funding is you have a veil, as it were. When we use your EIN, all of your funding goes behind that veil. What do I mean by that? So if somebody pulls up your personal credit report, you could have $500,000 worth of business funding behind the veil, and nobody knows about it. And it does not count against your DTI, your debt to income. So that's what's so powerful about business funding. Now, a person might say, yes, but I don't have a business. Well, you got two options. You can get personal funding, and we can get you so much personal, but then we will motivate you. Remember, educate, motivate, compensate. Now, we're going to educate and motivate you to open an LLC. We can get you personal money now, and then we can continue to grow your portfolio of funding behind the veil with that EIN number. So it's so powerful to have this funding. You can pay off your high interest credit cards. See, you can use business funding. Watch this play, as it were. You get business funding, and then you can pay down your personal credit cards all the way down to maybe 1 to 3%. That's going to blast your score through the roof. Then we can come back and get you more personal and then more business. So we can go back and forth. These are the techniques. This is the education where we understand how to work within this FICO system and how to work within the algorithms of the computer when it comes to funding. But you can pay off cards. You can start or expand your business. Again, we have business owners on the line, and then we have people that have a vision and a desire to open your own business. Guess what? You can use zero interest funding for your house, upgrades, debt consolidation, or you want to blow up your own business idea for marketing and growth. You need funds. Any small business needs a consistent flow of funding. And guess what? We can get it with zero interest funding. How powerful is that? Okay, we'll keep it going. So, with the membership, getting funded is the goal. I had a call today, and a gentleman wanted to know, what type of funding do you have? The short answer is every type of funding there is. We are plugged in. So every type of funding there is, whether it's cash, whether it's credit card, whether it's bridge loans, whatever. We are plugged into all the various sources. And guess what? All you need is a basic 680 credit score. Now, don't let that discourage you if your score is not 680, because guess what? We can help you get to that point of funding. And with that, generally in the marketplace, companies are charging anywhere from 15 to 20% on the back end. That's called a success fee. If anybody tries to ever charge you up front for funding, run, don't walk in the other direction. It should be on the back end. In 30 years, we've never asked for $1. Everything is predicated on success. That's why it's called a success fee. And we have a success fee that is discounted, and it's only 12%, and it's 100%. You can write it off on your taxes. And then we even show you how you can take with the credit cards, when you get rewards, how to turn around and use those rewards to turn around and help pay the bill. So it's a lot of education and empowerment in this network, in this membership. And guess what? There's no additional charge. Just the knowledge and education alone can be sold for thousands of dollars. Mentorship, coaching, 5-10 grand, you get all of that at no additional charge within this membership for $297. Okay, you're approved. we can move forward. Compensation plan. Educate, motivate, and compensate. It is a byproduct of the education and motivation. Now, please make a note. We are not a multi-level marketing company. And I do not say that to disparage any MLM company out there, because probably everybody on this Zoom, you are connected or you know somebody very close to you to an MLM company. So I have nothing bad to say. I'm just saying because of what we're doing and the nature of our funding business, we only have a two-tier system. We will not affiliate from a network marketing multi-level structure. But what we created, I consider, is just as powerful, if not more. You don't have to meet any requirements. You don't have to balance out a leg. You don't have to chase a runaway leg. You don't have to have X amount to qualify. It's real simple. It's the oldest marketing on the planet. It is direct sales with a lucrative override potential. That's simple. So, $297, a person purchases a membership. They're going to receive $50 rebate, but you're going to receive a $50 commission. I call that a 50-50 plan. They get 50, you get 50. Now, that person's sponsored now, watch this. On the second tier, they receive a $25, what we call passive gas flow. So see, every time that there's a sale, three things happen simultaneously. Number one, rebate. Number two, cash flow. Number three, gas flow. So just look at this analogy. Picture this in your mind. You refer 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, and those 3, 4, 5 people, they make 2, 3 sales a week. You find out you're having 10 sales a week happening on your front level. 10 sales a week, $500. It's real simple. You're getting a 50% matching gas flow credit. So if 500 is created on tier 1, 250, you just received $250 worth of free gasoline. If they're doing that on a weekly basis, that's $250 worth of free gasoline each and every week. Now, you have influencers out there. Imagine touching one influencer that's out there that has $10,000, $20,000, 20,000 followers, and they connect, and you're able to bring one person in, and that person is doing 10, 20, 30 sales per week or per month. You match each person 50%. Please think about that from a marketing standpoint. You're getting a 50% match on each person, and it's unlimited. So what will happen? It's like priming a pump. You refer these people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you look around and it's like, wait a minute, I'm getting $200-300 a week worth of free gasoline, and the flow will not stop. So as you read at the bottom, cash flow equals gas flow. Every time a sale is made, passive gas is flowing. Those gas drops right to your telephone with your app. You're pumping gas at 0.00 cents per minute. But guess what? This happens the same way in funding. Literally, you're becoming a funding affiliate here. You refer people to money. How many people do you know that want and need money? Well, I would venture to say everyone. So bring them in because you will get 2% of that. Hands free. We do the work. We work with them. We get them prepared for the prom. And in this analogy, 100 grand, 10 people at 100 grand. Every time they get 100 grand, you get $2,000. 10 people times that 100 grand, that's $20,000. Now, those people can refer also. Will they refer? Absolutely, because they just walked away with $100,000. They will refer everybody. This is only an analogy. Those people, they refer three. Now you have on your second tier, you have 30 people going after funding. We're working with them. We're preparing them for the prom. We're preparing them to get their 100K or more. Those 30 sales, you get 1%. So in this analogy, that's 30 grand. You couple that with the first tier, and guess what? You made $50,000. That is potential here in funding. You bring one person to the table and they have three different corps and they turn around and get 100,000 for each one. That is $300,000. You're 2%. You just made 6 grand. So you see, you can come into the membership, first get paid for coming into the membership by using the service, then refer a handful of people. We have millions of people out here in the rideshare industry. They need this free gasoline to survive. Then you have everybody you know looking to fund their vision. We have a complete package here in the Free Gas Network. Okay, we'll keep flowing. I like that. When is there a good time to get started? I would say today, right now, and we're going to show you why in a minute. And because you do not want to end up like grumpy grandma. That's what I call her. You do not want to get stuck on the side of the road on E, and then this is your new declaration. I should have joined the Free Gas Network. We don't want that to happen to you. We encourage you, the person that referred you, come on in, align yourself with us, and let us start working on your vision. So with that, I appreciate your time. I'm going to pass this back to my good brother Dap. We're going to have maybe a couple questions here. We'll go through something else and then we'll let everybody go. All right, brother, back to you.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for that. That was absolutely phenomenal. It almost makes me want to do another presentation tomorrow night. But again, nah, we're not doing that. We're recording this because, again, this is not your MLM business. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that. All right. But we want to show you guys how efficient really this system is, this community is, and this business is. So before we go into anything fun right now, let's go into some Q&A. All right. And I do know that there are some key questions that most people have that are seeing this for the first time. And I'm just going to assume that most of you have decent credit. Okay. Most of you, you're around that 680 range. Okay. Whether it's a little below or at 680, you're around there and you're like, okay, listen, I think I'm ready for the prom right now. So dress me up. How much can I get and how fast can I get it? I think that's probably one of the two more famous questions. So let's get that out the way real quickly. How fast and how much?
Okay. How fast? It can happen in 3 to 5 days to 2 weeks, approximately. Yeah. So if you're ready for the prom, if we can get you right out the limo and to the red carpet and right into these algorithms, yeah, well, we can have that money to you literally in 3 days minimum to approximately 2 weeks. So the money is there. If you're ready, we are ready. Now,
Fantastic.
The second half is how much. Now, that is going to take an x-ray. We're going to have to evaluate your specific situation. A quick education. You can have a 750 score, but it's a thin file and you have one AU on your file. That's not a fundable file. So we have to take a look at it and see. Based on that, then we can give you a range: 25K, 50K, 100K, 150K. It will be predicated on that particular file. I hope that answered that question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the next questions that we have is, if somebody just didn't want to go through the marketing plan, right? Because that's obviously likely. There might be somebody that says, I could care less about the free gas or the, free cash for electric if I have an electric car. I just want to go straight to you, Mr. Ray. I want to get this done so I can get this money. Can I do that? Is that possible?
It is 100% possible. Person does not have to join FGN, does not have to take part in any of the benefits. But I would charge $500 for the credit glass up front. And on the back end, success fee, it would be between 15 to 20%, as opposed to free and as opposed to 12%. So I would just encourage that person to do that Ben Franklin scale and see what makes dollars and cents to them and their family. I hope that answered the question.
Absolutely. And then also for the person, which I think you kind of went over, which kind of makes sense, but just to reiterate it, there may be someone that's just not ready for the prom, right? You got to the prom 20 years ago, 30 and 40 years ago, right? And maybe even 50 years ago. But right now, you're not ready for whatever reason, right? Life sometimes just lifes. And they still want to take advantage of this program. And I think you've made it very clear. So I'll just kind of regurgitate the information that you already gave. Guys, there is an affiliate program. It's really a thank you, right? And the company wants to make sure that you are able to take advantage of the blessings as well. And if you don't have the perfect credit or the right credit at this time, while you are preparing and fixing that credit either outside of this community or maybe somehow through a connection within the community, you can still refer. And the referring is actually sometimes even better, because I did see somebody ask, and I think it's here somewhere, I'll get to it in a second, but when you refer and you get that 2% of whatever it is that they get funded, remember, there are some people that are going to have multiple LLCs, right? There are no limits on LLCs in America. If you want to have 45 LLCs or 450 LLCs, you can. And there's also a personal side. So whether that LLC is seasoned or not, there is possibilities. Am I correct in saying that, Mr. Ray, that a person can not only get personal funding, but can get multiple LLCs funded at the same time?
Absolutely, 100%.
So you guys, again, use that to kind of figure out, hey, is this really worth it? 2% of whatever that could be? Absolutely. And guess what? With the referral fee that you're getting, you don't have to pay that back. When you get business funding, yes, you have to pay that back, right? When you get zero interest credit cards and you decide to use it for your own investments or whatever it is that you decide to do with it, you're supposed to pay that back. Well, those 2% and 1% fees that you're going to get from your first level and your second level, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So for those of you that may not have the perfect credit right now, that's absolutely okay. I can assure you this: you're definitely going to be making enough money through referral fees to definitely take care of your credit. Maybe get some credit lines and trade lines and all types of stuff put on. Ain't that right, Mr. Ray?
That's right. Absolutely. All of the above.
Yes, absolutely. So let's look at real quickly some questions here. If you don't use the amount of $2.50 gas per week, what can you do with the excess?
Somebody really has an entrepreneurial spirit there. They're thinking, okay, I can hang out at the gas station and sell this at like 30% off.
Hey,
I've actually had people tell me that, well, I'm gonna sell my overage. I said you can do whatever you want with it, but it's a great, great problem to have. And I kind of know where people are going with that. And we'll see when you have that problem. I need you to send an email to support at Free Gas Network, and we could have something for you. But yeah, we want you to have that problem. We want people to bless people. We want people to have so much free gas that you do a random drive-by blessing at a gas station and you just go up to somebody and say, look, you know what? I want to put $50 in your gas tank, and you hand them one of your free gas network cards. Those people will follow you home to join. So we'll see about that.
awesome, awesome.
Let's create that problem.
There's another question here. Are there any payback penalties and how long are the terms? I'm guessing, on an average based off of what's out there, because I'm sure there are different terms for different types of loans.
Oh, okay. Well, generally, when it comes to the zero interest credit cards, it works just like any other credit card. Each month, then you can pay the minimum or the maximum. When it comes to personal loans, there is no a penalty for early pay. You can pay those off in a month, or you can use them for the duration, 3 to 5 years. Interest rates will vary depending, but there's ways that we will empower you to pay in a certain way where you can get out of the majority of interest when you know exactly when and how to pay, but no prepayment penalties. I hope that answered the question.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Um, Someone asked, can the payment be split up? I'm guessing you must be talking about the 297. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
okay. At this time, no. The payment needs to be paid in full, and understand we rebate $50 of that payment back to you. So at this time, and I'll say that again, at this time, the payment needs to be paid in full.
Okay. And someone asked, how many lenders are there in your pool?
Whoa, okay. That's a loaded question. I would venture to say hundreds, hundreds of lenders. Again, every type of loan out there within our network, we are privy to every type of loan that is out there. Yeah.
And someone also asked, how will this work for someone in chapter 13?
Okay. Well, to be 100% honest, and that's the only way I can be, if you're in the midst of a chapter 13, you cannot at this time go to a lender, and a lender would not give you any money at this time. So you would not be fundable yourself. But we teach you techniques where you can come in with what I call a CP, or a credit partner. There's ways to acquire funding where it does not have to be predicated on you. So in the chapter 13 at this time, you are not fundable. But it's not saying that you can't create a ton of money through the program and eventually get that deleted from your report and become fundable again. One thing about credit, you guys, it's not a life sentence. Know that it is not a life sentence. They have to remove certain things. They have what's called the statute of limitation, and certain things have to drop off of your report by law after a certain time. We will educate you on that. So nobody, no matter what your situation is credit wise, it is not permanent. It's just a place that you are stopping by for a temporary season, and there is a resurrection from that. I hope that answered the question.
I'm sure it does. And for anybody else in chapter 13, Hebrews 13 says, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. So that's chapter 13, just in case you want to.
That's good. That's good.
All right. What if a person is in a credit management program? We got some good questions here.
Yeah, very good question. Same thing. If you're in the credit management program, you want to complete that. If you're in that. Now, I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. I'm just saying this for others. You might want to really consider before you get into a credit management program, but I understand why people go into it because it helps you. It brings the cost and everything down. Again, go through that situation, and after that situation is over, the same thing applies to you. Nothing when it comes to credit it's not a permanent life sentence. It's only temporal, and it can be changed. In the meantime, you refer, you make your cash flow, you get your gas flow, and you refer other people, and even look for a credit partner, and we can work with that partner and acquire a ton of money. So nobody is left out. You just have to maneuver based on the situation that you're currently in. Okay.
And then this last one, and then we're going to do a survey live for you guys so that you can kind of see how the system, right, prior to the funding actually works. But this one, I can feel you on this one, Carlos. I have a FICO score of 685 due to my credit cards being maxed out. No late payments. I have my own LLC. Can I get funded?
Okay, Carlos, guess what? Yes, you can. There's one step that we have to take prior to that. But we have companies right now, and I love what you said. If I heard correctly, you have great credit. You don't have any lates. You don't have any negatives. You just have high utilization. That's it. Well, I have companies right now that will give you the loan to pay those cards down to an acceptable amount. Once it is paid down to that acceptable amount, then we go for the home run from a business standpoint. So there is an easy play for you. Very easy. All right.
Hey, the man's been in the business 30 years. This ain't a guru from, post COVID, on Instagram or X or Snapchat or TikTok. All right. So we got the man with the plan. All right. Oh, I got one more chapter 13 for you. Romans 13. Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another.
Amen and amen.
All right, all right. All right. So who said chapter 13 was bad? Ain't no bad chapter 13 around here.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
talking about.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring, let's see here. Rawl, let's bring you to the forefront, and let's be an example here of taking this FGN quiz. Are you there, Rawl? See if he's able to unmute him.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome, awesome. Good evening, brother.
Good evening. How you doing?
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna go through this very quick questionnaire that really kind of gives you and shows you the value of what this system is really truly able to do, even before the funding, which is more important, right? So let's start with the first question, which is, who do you drive for? There's several different answers. It could be Uber, it could be Lyft, Instacart, Grub Hub, Amazon, other, or non-gig driver.
Uh, I don't drive for anyone of those.
Okay, so you're a non-driver, no problem. All right, let's take it to the Shell gas station. How much do you typically spend on gasoline per month?
About $350.
Okay. And what is your average monthly auto insurance bill?
That's monthly. I know.
If you know semi or annually, we could break it down. It's all good.
Yeah, it's semi is $1,500.
1,500
Yeah,
per
$1,500.
per what?
Every 6 months.
Okay, so about 3,000 a year.
Correct.
Okay, so we're looking at about, what's that? About 250, I think, a month, something like that.
Roughly, yeah, 50.
Yep. Cool. All right. And then what is your average monthly cell phone bill?
253.
Okay, 250 to 3. Let's go with 275.
Okay.
All right. And what is your average monthly internet service bill?
That's 94.
$94.
Mhm.
Man knows his bills.
Yeah.
Called
Pay them every
residual
month.
responsibilities. How much do you typically spend per month on fast food or dining? Ooh, brother coming from New York.
Fast food and dining. A lot.
A lot, right?
Yeah, I can't keep up in the fast food, man. I mean, every
Well,
time I
let's
turn
put.
around, my daughter,
Ooh,
wants something. But yeah, I would say about 400 between
four,
the dining and fast food.
oh, okay, 400 per month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man. Shoot, I wish.
No, that's right.
That's really good. All right, let's move on.
That's a rough estimate.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, so here we go. So here's your results. Your present monthly spending, 1,369. Your new monthly spending, 1,079, which means you'll have a monthly savings of over $290 per month and 3,400. Wow, that's a tax return check right there. $3,480 per year.
Wow.
That's impressive. So stop losing $290 every single month, ladies and gentlemen, if this was your particular scenario. All right. So it kind of gives you, your membership is now paying you $290 each month, and you only paid what, $297 to join? Come on, guys. All right, your membership fully pays for itself in only 1 month. Yes, you're absolutely right. FGN is literally the membership that pays. All right. So with that being said, let's see. We actually have one hand. Jane, let's have you come off since you
Yes, thank
raised
you.
your hand.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Given that most of us don't need more than, $200, $300 for gas a month, if, unless we're drivers, and that if we're building a team, we can generate so much more. Have you considered creating a car program? Instead of giving us gas, gas, gas beyond what we need, what if those funds were put into a car program where people could get and earn a car through your wonderful, wonderful plan? Just an idea.
Just an idea. We will take that idea and we will allow that idea to marinate. And I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The one thing I will say, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for that suggestion, is that we are literally in like the pre-launch stage. Just in case you guys don't know, the world has no idea who Free Gas Network is? No one. We have not necessarily launched this online or, on YouTube or social media or anything. This has literally simply been word of mouth. We've only been doing this for about a month. So all of the marketing strategies, all of the compliance things, those things are literally necessarily not in place yet. They're not in place. So you're here at a perfect time right now. We are literally the project. Even though we already know that from a personal funding standpoint, from a business funding standpoint, that it's going to get done because this is what they've done for over 5,000 families for the last 30 years. But we're just talking about the free gas network, the marketing strategy, and what they're doing for us within this system is all brand new. So we are the guinea pigs to share and to show exactly how this is working, how fast, how efficiently it is working, so that we can come up with a strategic marketing plan to really make this machine run to thousands upon thousands of people very, very fast. So you suggesting that was really, really awesome because, again, this is just something that's going to go into the suggestion basket and figure out how to kind of mold this to fit, for everybody. So Ron Bush, go ahead. You got the floor.
Yes. My question is, after you submit the credit blast, how long will it be before I receive a response from the network?
Generally, Ron, it would only take us three to 4 days. We've had a number of people fill out the forms and we have to go back with them. Some are maybe just getting used to uploading things. So sometimes it'll take us a tad bit longer. But this is all you have to do. If you've submitted a form and you have not gotten a response, and say it's been 3 to 4 days, not counting the weekend or anything, Saturday and Sunday, just shoot a quick email over to support@Free Gas Network. This goes for anybody. Just shoot that over and you will get a response right back. So anybody that has sent the form and for whatever reason on our end or maybe on you guys' end, just send that email over and that matter will be taken care of lickety split.
Thanks, Mr. Ray.
Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate the question, brother, and appreciate you.
All right. Well, I think we have done an amazing, amazing job today. I want to thank all of you guys for being here. It's really awesome to have support. You guys have heard everything that you needed to hear. Just know that you are in the beginning of something really, really special. Yes, again, we're not network marketing, but this is about word of mouth, right? I don't think this is even necessarily something that needs to be publicized in the sense that you got to go do out, commercials and, you got to figure out how to go build a team or anything like that. It's real simple. It's a conversation that every one of us are going to have. And yes, someone just mentioned, making your own marketing material. Yeah, that's absolutely a suggestion. Now, the one thing I will say is before you make material, or before you start printing or doing whatever that you're going to do that's going to make it formidable and put out there, just make sure that you email the company first to make sure that everything is in compliance. Because remember, we are dealing in the financial systems, right? Even though the free gas network is completely separate as an entity, all right, we're still dealing in the financial network in the sense that we are dealing with people's private information, not you personally, but the system itself when they go ahead and do things. So let's be very mindful of that. So that way, things stay kosher, people keep things private. Even when it comes to people getting funding, some people may not want people to know, right, that they're getting certain funding. So let's be mindful of that. This is not your typical affiliate marketing type of business. And let's really help people get this OPM. All right. Now, with word of mouth, I'm just going to say this because I said this earlier on our actual conference call before we go for the evening. I want to just talk about word of mouth and how powerful it is, right? So word of mouth is the most natural and powerful form of marketing, just in case you guys didn't know that. We naturally are all marketers. We market every single day, whether it's movies, whether it's restaurants, whether it's a certain theme park or event experience. We're always marketing. And it's really easy to do it because there's no money tied to it. It's just an experience, right? It's only when there's money tied to it that it gets tricky. And that's a psychological thing. But here, you don't really have to worry about that because the benefit of sharing this is that you truly bless someone to now get access. Remember that access that I talked to you guys about earlier? That's really what all of this is about. So one person's excitement, which is yours, becomes another person's curiosity. So this is why we want you to literally be implemented in the system and take advantage of those questions, right? And get yourself plugged in and start saving on the things that you're spending on every single day. All right. So when you share your story and you share it with passion, it doesn't just stop with the person you told. They carry it forward, passing it to their circle and then to their circle and then to their circle. And it just spreads, all right, even further. Now, before long, you know what's going to happen? Something small becomes a big movement. How many people feel that right now, right? We can do that in so many different areas of our life, right? Word of mouth is proof that what truly impacts people doesn't need a billboard. It just needs a believer willing to share. All right. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. For those of you that are going to be listening to this on the recording, make sure you get back with the person that shared this with you and get started today.
Recording stopped.
All right. I think we're all done.
Thank you, Brother
So,
Scott.
what are we all done? Yep, we're all done. I want to thank each and every one